Before this video starts, I just want to give a massive shout out to all my channel members. If you want to receive a shout out, then become a channel member today and you'll be shown on screen like all these other channel members here. Anyways, enjoy the video. The Dragon Emperors, a group of mighty beasts that use their draconic abilities to wash away all the evils of the world. Being one of the uber sets in the Battle Cats with a group of dragons has made this set a popular one, but I was curious to see what the favorites were. For my 35,000 subscriber special, I had asked my viewers to rank their top 3 favorite Dragon Emperors and to give me their reasons as to why they liked each unit. The scoring system works as follows. A unit that was voted their favorite was worth 3 points. A unit that was voted second favorite was awarded 1.5 points, and third place was worth a single point. With 767 respondents, there was a wide range of opinions that have accumulated all into this single video. I will state now that if it isn't obvious yet that this isn't an objective ranking of the Dragon Emperors, rather being a simple gathering of people's opinions and this being ranked based on popularity. Also, every point mentioned in this video isn't any of my views, but rather the views of those who enjoy these ubers. With that said, I want to say that if you thought this insight of the community's favorite Dragon Emperors was interesting, then be sure to like the video, and if this sort of popularity ranking idea is also interesting to you, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, as these are all done as milestone events. Also, leave a comment down below on what your favorite Dragon Emperor is and why they're your favorite. With that out of the way, let's get to discussing each of the Dragon Emperors, from least to most popular. Easily the least popular of the Dragon Emperors is Kamakura, scoring a total of only 66 points. Kamakura is a Dragon Emperor who is capable of slowing and knocking back red enemies. Through talents, they gain Resist, Curse Immunity, and Slow Resist. Ultra talents give Sage Slayer, Cost Down, and Guaranteed Slow compared to their previous 50% activation chance. Most of the Kamakura fans simply like them because of the fact that they reference the Eternal Dragons from Dragon Ball. There are a group of dragons who have a set of 7 Dragon Balls, and those who collect all 7 of the set can be granted any wish from said dragons. Kamakura carries a number 1 and interestingly 2 number 3 Dragon Balls, adding up to 7. Besides this, most Kamakura fans have fond memories of unlocking them as their first uber, as well as using them to help defeat Professor A in their earlier encounters. There isn't much else to say about this dragon, so a quick fact about this set. Before version 4.7, there was a cat combo called Dragon Emperors, featuring Dragon Slayer Raiden, God Dragon Kamakura, Holy Dragon Megidora, Dragon King Vars, and Earth King Sodom. These 5 together would give a Research Medium combo. This combo, along with many others, were removed in version 4.7. To learn more, check out this video I did of all the removed cat combos after you're done watching this one. While Kamakura may be the least popular dragon by a mile, the fact that there is even a few dedicated Kamakura fans goes to show that any unit can be someone's favorite. Almost doubling in points to Kamakura is Vars with 123.5 points. Vars is able to knock back and slow black enemies. Through talents, they gain an extra 30% chance to knock back, as well as Curse Immunity and Relic targeting. Ultra talents give them TBA reduction, 100% slow, and Wave Immunity. One of the main reasons people enjoyed Vars was because of the fact that they were an accessible anti-relic specialist for the beginning of Uncanny Legends, allowing many people to get past many of the relic threats present. This, paired with decent stats, meant that Vars could contribute to the fight with more than just CC. In terms of a design standpoint, Vars fans think that it's neat that Vars isn't even the dragon. Rather, Vars is the name of the rider that sits on top of the dragon. Again, a Dragon Emperor in which a majority of the reasons people enjoyed them were the same as each other. Megidora just barely beats out Vars with 127.5 points. To pull up back in my day, Megidora was easily the most popular Dragon Emperor, especially after Matt Shea began using them in his videos, absolutely exploding them into true stardom. So to see them all the way down here in 10th place is an interesting tell on how the popularity of these units has changed over all these years. Anyways, like Kamakura and Vars before, Megidora has a chance to knock back and slow a trait, this time being floating. Talents grant more knockback chance, as well as a 15% chance to wave, as well as Curse Immunity. Ultra talents grant cost reduction, as well as metal and relic targeting. As I mentioned before, Megidora being one of the OG popular ubers is one of the reasons why people were fond of this unit. Some people enjoy Megidora's ability to subdue floating enemies, especially the likes of Bun Bun variants. Many that pulled Megidora early can attribute their success in Moon Chapter 3 to having unlocked this guy. In terms of design, before Ganglion, Megidora was the only real Slender Dragon, drawing many comparisons in looks to Awakened Bahamut. Another short section, so another piece of trivia. Megidora was not only one of the first Ubers to receive talents, they were also one of the first Ubers to get Ultra Talents. Megidora has the distinction of being the only one to get both first. Raiden once again barely beats the last place contender, scoring 132 points. Raiden is strong against Red and has the ability to knock them back. Through talents, Raiden gains dodge, knockback immunity, and freeze resist. Ultra talents grant slow and surge immunity as well as Behemoth Slayer. Those who enjoy Raiden are fans of their ability to be a solid red counter, dealing sizable damage to them, dealing 46,000 damage at level 30 while also pushing them back. These abilities make red enemies better to manage, with enemies such as JK Bun and Boar having a harder time regaining ground. For the visual enjoyment, Raiden's unique design of being an artificial dragon with several machine guns mounted onto it make it stand out from the rest of the dragons in this set. Raiden once again didn't have many reasons for people to enjoy them, so another trivia fact, for some reason, until version 14.3, several Ubers with Ultra Talents did not have access to a second orb slot. Raiden was one of those Ubers. Since this update, Raiden has gotten access to a second orb slot. Gladius comes trembling in as our number 8 with a decent lead, scoring 161 points. Gladius is able to knock back and slow traitless enemies. Through talents, they gain Mini Wave, Survive, and a cost reduction. Gladius being able to be a dedicated anti-traitless unit gives them a unique position of being one of the few to do so without being a limited time unit or a fest unit. Gladius having this niche has given many people respect for them, as their traitless targeting allows them to stall plenty of aggressive enemies, like Aros for example. Gladius also having this target allows them to be a solid option across many of the special boss stages, like most of the Manic and Awakening boss stages. This ability to be a rare dedicated traitless counter has given Gladius a firm fan base due to their relative accessibility compared to most other traitless Ubers. The rhinoceros beetle-like design is also a design aspect many Gladius fans enjoy, as this design aspect gives them a unique look. This mighty beetle has earned a reputation for being an elusive traitless counter, allowing them to score here in 8th place by Gladius fans. The Earth King himself, Sodom, comes here at 7th place, scoring 216.5 points. Sodom is able to knock back floating enemies while resisting their attacks. They're also immune to knockback. Through talents, they gain a 30% chance to weaken, relic targeting, and curse immunity. Ultra talents give both Behemoth and Sage Slayer as well as weaken immunity. A lot of Sodom's popularity comes from the fact that many Sodom fans view them as an underdog when it comes to actual strength in comparison with other Ubers. On screen are various tables that show Sodom stats across a wide range of levels, as well as target stats and the like. I'll leave them on screen for a few more seconds if you want to pause to take a good look. Done looking? Okay. The fans of Sodom see these raw numbers and have put in work with them to defeat a wide range of enemies. Being a relatively accessible anti-relic for early Uncanny Legends, many Sodom fans had used them as their primary anti-relic to help take care of some of the more difficult bosses. Sodom, especially in their true form, also reminds a lot of people of dogs due to their somewhat large eyes and bulky body. Sodom may be slow in speed, but he has enough fans to hit here in number 7. The number 6 spot on this list goes to the legend rare of the set. This, of course, being God Emperor Babel, scoring a sizable score of 268.5 points. Babel as a unit has insane resist against red and floating, as well as Colossus Slayer, and immunities to knockback, freeze, slow, and toxic. Babel being the legend rare of this set has given Babel a decent following, as the inherent title of legend rare tends to give you points for some. Now as for what people like about Babel themselves, many enjoy that Babel is an absurdly tanky unit for red and floating enemies. At level 50, they sport an effective 3.4 million health with a decent 135,000 damage. Babel being this tanky has given a lot of people a unit that can eat hits for days against a wide range of threats. Their toxic immunity also had allowed many to not even consider Gobble and Zalo spam an issue, as both are toxic floating enemies, so Babel could just juice up hits like it's nothing. Babel, also being a Colossus Slayer, has given people a unit that they could use in a wide range of bosses, one of these being against Megamuth, where he could absorb hits from the Brawloswarms and the Giant Moth themselves, while also having enough base health to tank a few zombie hits. God Emperor Babel, being based on the Tower of Babel, gives them the appearance of a gigantic floating castle. This design aspect gives them an otherworldly appearance, appropriate for a legend rare. This is a design that many think is cool in a mythical way. Babel's tankiness and amazing design makes them float here to a comfortable 6th place. Rising from the depths of hell here at number 5 is Heavyjack with 330 points. Heavyjack as a unit is able to resist Red and Aku, knock them back, and has a 50% chance to pierce shields. Talents give knockback and wave immunity as well as strengthen. Heavyjack has garnered a fan base for several reasons. One of them is by the fact that they're just a solid anti-Aku unit. With their combined abilities, Heavyjack is able to make many Aku easier to handle by sponging their hits and breaking their shields. This gave many players a way to fight Akus without worry. Heavyjack also sports a neat defense medium combo that synergizes very well with bad guys, a large research combo. These two combos have a wicked synergy, making units like Ramen, one of the main benefactors of these types of combos, even harder for enemies to push through. Heavyjack is also an Uber that almost everyone has used at least once, considering they're part of the forced lineup in the Catclaw Championships 5-3, giving many people a chance to use this Uber. In terms of design, the more serpentine build that they have going on is neat, and the black flower they clutch to give them that extra bit of flair is a touch many enjoy. Heavyjack slithers here nicely at 5th place. Stumbling their way to number 4 is Gundros, sporting 427 points. Gundros is the only Dragon Emperor as of this video to not have a true form, but this unit comes with a wide set of tools. Gundros deals massive damage to block and alien enemies, as well as knocking them back and slowing them. They also sport Sage Slayer, Wave Immunity, and a Conjure. Fans of this unit enjoy this unit on several levels, one of them being the unique gameplay style they have, involving luring enemies into its range while it charges their attack and nuking them with a gigantic amount of damage. If successfully pulled off against their targets, a level 50 Gundros will deal 448,000 damage. This damage output is capable of killing almost all enemies they target instantly, even at their strongest magnifications. While it can be tricky to pull off sometimes, the results are always worth it. Their wave immunity makes them an especially useful unit for the Toucans, Elizabeth the 56th, and most of all, Dark Dober. Combined with the Sage Slayer, Gundros is able to take 537,000 HP against them, while being able to absorb hits with an effect of 378,000 HP. The Conjure is also a nice bonus given to this unit, as the Conjure freezes all for 3.33 seconds or 4 seconds depending on the trait. This gives Gundros a much easier time landing their attack, as they do have a long force swing, lasting a long 7.4 seconds. The design concept of a dragon being a gigantic gun is quite interesting, as they use their tail as the mechanism to unload its charged shot. In combination with their massive nuke potential to their unique gameplay and fascinating design, Gundros has garnered enough votes to land here in 4th place. The lumbering beast that is Dioramos makes their way up here to number 3, scoring 647.5 points. Ascendant Dioramos is able to slow and knock back alien and angel enemies, as well as break barriers and is slow immune. Talents grant them strengthen, as well as freeze and weaken resist. If this video was made a few years ago, Dioramos would have easily been near the bottom of the list, but thanks to the Ultra form that they had received, their reputation has done an effective 180. Dioramos is an absurdly bulky Uber, as their base health alone with talents is an eye-watering 568,000. Their damage, even before strengthen when all 3 hits connect, is an impressive 215,000 damage, but their strengthen boosts this already high damage to 322,000. Said strengthen triggers at 50% HP, which still leaves Dioramos with 284,000 HP to work with, allowing Dioramos to go on a near unstoppable rampage. Their solid crowd control is nothing to scoff at either, with them being able to keep wide groups of enemies away and still, like Borfem and Ostromeda. Their barrier breaker is also quite nuts, as Dioramos can easily get up to 1 and destroy it, as well as any barrier that sits behind the initial attack area. This is especially useful for the likes of Yukan, whose bulky barrier can be very tricky to get to. The design is also one that is imposing, with the slow, lumbering walk and the pure steam radiating off their body gives them a truly godlike appearance. The design is also a neat reference to Destroya from the Godzilla series, who in themselves faces a burning Godzilla who is in the process of a nuclear meltdown. Dioramos, being the mighty beast that he is, and one with one of the greatest glow-ups out of any unit, has garnered them a passionate fanbase that managed to get them all the way here to 3rd place. Swooping in at number 2 is Ganglion, with 673.5 points. Ganglion's an LD unit who's strong against zombies and aliens, with the obvious inclusion of Zombie Killer. Talents grant them weaken, as well as immunity to weaken and slow resist. Ganglion as a unit is enjoyed by many due to the fact that they're really the only Dragon Emperor with actual speed besides Megidora, let alone Rusher tier stats. This allows Ganglion to get in quick and deal sizable amount of damage to their targets, dealing 174,000 effective damage at level 50 after talents. The fact that they're quite bulky against their targets is also neat, as this allows Ganglion to survive multiple hits and get more damage in. Specifically, Ganglion sports a solid 486,000 effective HP post talents at level 50. The attack animation is also satisfying, showing the raw power that these dragons have. Ganglion is also one of the more lore-heavy units in this game, with Ensanglion acting as the evil half of Ganglion's good half. This makes Ganglion more memorable by extension, as having to face their evil half is a great way to expand on what little lore this game really has. The lore describes Ensanglion being sealed away by their other more virtuous self, with Ensanglion only returning after a long period of time due to a miasma bringing forth more behemoth enemies, and said miasma having broken the seal to his power, presumably put there by Ganglion. Ganglion has always been a very popular Dragon Emperor due to them being extremely different compared to their slower, bulkier cousins. Ganglion also being more lore heavy than most makes them more memorable to a lot of people, to the point where enough people were able to get them here in 2nd place. And the most popular Dragon Emperor is God Emperor Dhalya-san, scoring a massive lead over Ganglion with 979.5 points. Dhalya-san as a unit has several things going on for them. Dhalya-san is able to slow floating and angel enemies, has a 30% chance to deliver a savage blow, and is immune to knockback, and has Colossus Slayer. To start, where people enjoy this giant fish is their amazing sniping potential, dealing 54,000 damage with the 30% chance to triple that to 162,000 damage at level 50. Dhalya-san's survivability is also a plus for many, sporting a great health to KB ratio, with 121,000 health and 7 knockbacks, letting them survive for way longer than most units due to being able to reposition and utilize all 7 knockbacks. The crowd controlling that Dhalya-san is capable is also amazing for the likes of many angels like Winged Piggy and floating enemies like Bun Bun variants. Colossus Slayer is also a solid ability that gives many Dhalya-san users a leg up against many bosses like Megamuth and Excel. Their general stats are also good enough to work against most other bosses, especially the likes of Baron Seal to help crowd control the angelic Gories. Many have likened Dhalya-san's design to Duke Fishron, a boss from Terraria. Their animations are also quite smooth compared to most Ubers, giving them some great visual flair. Dhalya-san swims through the fire and the flames and has garnered so much of a fanbase that they scored way higher than any other Dragon Emperor, and thus are crowned as the most popular of the Dragon Emperors. These community ranking videos are always fun to do, as I enjoy reading what everyone thinks of each unit, but they take a long while to do. But if you want to see another one of these community rankings, then be sure to subscribe to the channel to help me get 40,000 subscribers, and while you're down there, be sure to give this video a like and comment down below your favorite Dragon Emperor, as I would be interested to read all about it. Also, shout out to the following channel members: Dr. Deadly, Gamet, Virus Opero, Just a Shark, Rosecat the Ultra, Potato King, Atsushi, King Wolf, Tezical Gaming, Clamorous, Barely Grover, Jade Rabbit, Mustafa, Janik Altenberg, and Re Gaming for being silver members or higher. If you want to receive a shoutout like these channel members here, then become a silver member or higher today. Becoming a channel member supports what I do in a way that helps keep the lights on, and allows me to continue making content for all of you to watch. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.